Right, everyone, welcome to your daily practice of Krav Maga. In our case, Krav Maga self-defense for all. So we'll be focusing on kicks, okay? But in one particular detail, I want you guys to work kicks because kicks are super important. Why? Because a leg has, let's say, 20 times more strength than an arm, okay? Depending, of course, on your depending on the size of your arms and your legs, but usually the legs are more used and more strong than the arms. So kicks, and then because we've got the seniors class, and we are heavily focused on learning how to fall and get up. Every time that we rest, we are going to learn how to get up from the ground. Okay, so I want you guys to follow me. We'll also have some talk about our upcoming Black Friday. It's part of what we have in here. Super, super important. Find a place where you can follow along. I'm going to be in here roughly for 30 minutes, 32, 33. And I hope you enjoy. Okay. So let's talk about mechanics of kicks while I execute them. Okay. The point being is, I would say even prior to mechanics, and if you stay until the end of the video, you'll learn what I believe are the three most important kicks for self-defense. We'll go through more things, but we'll learn the three most important kicks for self-defense, how to execute them, independent of your age. Got it? Independent of your age, independent of your skill level. Those need to vary in terms of the application, but stay until the end of the video and you'll learn them. Now, let's go back to this. When you use a kick, when you use your legs, by default, either one of your legs is out of the ground or the two of them are out of the ground if you are jumping. Yes. Why are they effective? Because they move mass, okay? And they provoke enormous impact compared to an arm, okay, that moves this mass with this velocity, and of course you turn the hip. But the kicks it moves the whole body almost in there, okay? Now, so let's go. I want you to start warming up with a fundamental kick in Krav Maga, okay? Yes, that's the knee, okay? The knee to the groin. And from here, I want to see the rotation of your hip slightly in here. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we are warming up. We'll talk about exiting lines and all of those things. But right now, 1, the other leg. 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have a bag, grab your bag. I don't have a bag. I'll use my legs. Okay, in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a wall and more. Hands on the wall, and start skipping, pulling the hip back. That will give you a sense of rhythm and also the ability to put your hip in the kick. Here from the back. Here. That's a very, very cool exercise that you can do if you're training by yourself. Let's do 30 seconds of these. We'll show it from here. So you are in here. You have the clinch position at the head level, pulling into usually to the side of the shoulder, and 1 here. Oh, it's gonna feel a bit like can dance, but it's called a dangerous can dance, okay? That time. Okay. Knees to be applied at the groin level or at the side of the thighs, inside and out. Sometimes you really don't have the right angle. I'll show it from here. In my bending body. Okay. If the C is the groin, you're gonna be able to pull his head. Okay. Pull his head and hit in that direction. Super important now that we're into this is step to the outside. Don't stay in front of him, okay? Step and press your knee. 1, 2. If you're by yourself, you can still try. 1, bring your hands up, pull to the chest, from the chest to the shoulder in here, grab inside, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're working single techniques. Don't worry about that. We'll put combos after that. They're super important. And then we'll talk about the elbow rule. It's not invented by me. I don't know here's the person that I hear more talk about the elbow rule is a gentleman called Ryan Hoover, long-time Krav Maga practitioner. He's been in that community of self-defense, but he defines it really well. But for our case, if this is a person, the elbow rule is whatever is in here. So I mean, this is the elbow rule. In here, I can grab, strike, punch, elbow, knee, pull legs, headbutt, everything inside my elbow. Of course, I can do, and I can do it with a lot of things, with all my limbs. If you're outside of the elbow rule, outside of this angle, I need to turn. And by default, I have less ability to perform damage. Okay, that's the idea. Inside the elbow rule, people can hurt you more. Outside, people can hurt you less. That's it. So whenever you execute a thing, at least from today, even with all the kicks, think about hitting and getting out. Hit and getting out. Hit, pull his head, get out. Okay, got it? That's the same idea, right? You're gonna knee, pull the head to get out of the sun. You're gonna knee, don't stay in front of him, pull the head, turn it to the back. Simple. Okay. So that's what. That's knees. Here. We can work it, see the reps, to feel, and then who's 1, boom. 1, boom. Remember, you're not playing Muay Thai. Let's say. But the question is that when you hit someone in the groin, his hands most likely are free. He can pull a knife or a gun or whatever. Okay. So we're gonna go whoop, get out to that one. Okay. So that's knees. So you can put them again on this side. Knee, knee, knee. Like to pull the ball of the foot back and propel your hip forward. With the head looks even better. Okay, we talked about this. Rest time. When you do rest time in here, and particularly for the senior population, but if you are there, if you're trained Krav Maga, you know that staying on the ground is dangerous, because if there is more than one attacker, you might be kicking the head. That's it. That's why that's a problem. More than one attacker, you are unable to work submissions. It's very, very hard, okay, because you most likely are being hit. So, having that said, let's start from here. Let's just roll our spine into a get up, okay? From here. Roll spine, roll spine, roll, roll. Start moving around in here. Remember, if your legs are facing the bad guy, there is a possibility that you can kick and it doesn't go around. Well, it can go around, but you should be able to cover stuff in here. move one side to the other, to the other. If you don't work your core, just work the hips, shifting sideways. Your hands should be up in here. The other side in here, shift, shift. Maintain your legs active. Good. The idea of the legs turning is pretty simple. If someone grabs your leg, your objective is to take it off and hit so that you can get up. So I'm gonna work into that, okay? Circle, circle, hit. Start being out of the gun. Circle, circle, hit the other side. Circle. It's like I'm removing my leg. Remove, hit. Remove, hit. And then start preparing the get up. Again. Remove, hit, sideways. Put hips on the ground, one leg is in front so that you can maintain the shield protection over here. And then from here, we'll start working the get up, okay? So that's phase one, okay? In here, your circles, or your bicycle kicks, or your hip kicks, or your double kicks. Work them. After the kick, start getting up. There we go. So that's what we'll go there. Okay, so we work knee on your arsenal. Super important to have. From here, if you've been in Europe, guys, this is extremely used. Okay, why? Because the schools there, I think, where I come from, they had a lot of folks coming from full contact and Thai boxing. So they're what's called the up game is way more interesting. In here, in the US, we have a lot of people in the Krav Maga world in self-defense. Of course, working the clinch and working the ground. So the best way is to do what? To have all of it, right? So one cool way, hands up. I want to start working my mid leg, okay, from here. Think about your jab, the jab to the groin in here, jab. So transfer of weight, one, versus, this is a different thing, guys. We'll talk about that, but right now, slight transfer groin in here, hands up in that negotiated position in here. The fight the clinch fists, they cover less of the head, and the hands are up. One, and start getting out of the line. One, stepping out in here. In front of this, groin, step out. Yes, it's a kick to the groin, and this should be followed with some, okay? It should be followed with this, with shooting for the legs, with the second, with the second thing. My view is that I'll give you a bit more of, see that the folks on over here. Cool. Okay. Even better now. I think. There we go. More close. Okay, the hands are up. We'll pull all the way back so that this, there we go. You can see the back of the student. Okay. Even more back. Even more back. Even more back. Okay, I've disappeared. We are back. Okay. Again. Okay, camera, come on, help on. Okay, not the funny story. Okay, so leg, one. Again, ab step, kick. Ab step, kick with the lead leg. Ab step, kick with the lead leg. Ab step means the transition between, it's a transition between you coming with the ball of the foot on the rear leg. There we go. Cool. Finally, the coming, and it's this approach. So think about this. You can see my feet now. I'll show it from here. Transition. Half step is exactly what it says. I'm going to give an half step to get in position. Why? The range of this one is too short. Okay, that's it. Okay. Your hands are up, half step, kick, and then you can use your hands. Super important kick. Why? It's fast. Okay. It's fast in here. It's your jab, and then you can protect. Okay. It's like a It's again at the ground level. I can do it at the knee. 1. And if you're on the right, you put your power leg behind. So let's do 10. 1, 2, and now start getting up at that line. In here again. And 1, get it up at that line. And 1. Remember the elbow rule, we talked about it? Person is here. Boom, you're gonna get out of that line. In here. 1, out of that line. Again. It's also good with the target. If you don't have a target or a back, don't worry, man. Go and work with your wall. Okay, 1. If you stay in front, this is coming after you, right? Think about this. You do this, you're in front of them. Boom! You don't want that. 1 step to the side. 1 step. 2. Again. 1 step. Again. 1, 2. Oh, it's coming back. 3. Okay, that's your lead leg. Super important as well. Back leg, okay? And you want to work your teeth from the back leg. My view of the world as something to push on, okay? In karate, we'd call it a maigari, but with not a keage. Keage means snapping and pull it back. And something like a old school people would say kekomi. Kekomi means penetration, okay? Big step, big push over there. So that's what we are going to work on, okay? The kekomi kick. And it's okay to call it kekomi. I've done karate for, since I was 11, during 16 years in the national team, and then many years before. And so, okay, how does it play out? We'll see mechanically what I'm talking about. Instead of going, whoop, snap it, you're going to go, I'm going to push, I'm going to push with your hips. You think about Sparta, okay? Sparta, this is not Sparta, or this is Sparta. The point is, think about throwing down a wall. If you have a heavy bag, even better, okay? The hands are up. Let's do 5 of these. Most likely, we'll have to resume camera again. Hands come up, move, 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 move. Move, camera should not see anymore. Move, move. There we go. From here, 1. You go hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. It's up to you if you can move like this. Hands up. Bring your back leg. The knee comes up. And then at any height, okay, it works. It works better at the stomach, to be fair. If you have flexibility, go for the head. So let's do 5. 1, 2, bring that hip up. 3, 4, 5. The back leg turns roughly 45 degrees so that we can propel with the hip. 1, 2, recoil back to position. 3, 4, 5. In this technique in particular, I like to work with both. With me. 1, 2, more kekomi, more. 3, 4, 5. In here. 1, get up. 2, get up. 3, step out. 4, oops. 5. Okay, so we've got knees, beginning, and now we have the kick coming from the back leg or the lead leg, depending if you think about throwing a jab or throwing a cross. Think about that. Shin kicks are tremendous, to be fair. Using your shin to go up. For the sake of demonstration, I'm going to focus on that. But I would say, as an alternative, if you don't feel confident with releasing the leg, the shin, it's just, you do need more closeness, okay? It's not a roundhouse, it's throwing the shin up, okay, from here. I would say you require the clinch. Require his head around here, and the leg coming up. Okay, stays as a something good. Okay, let's go back where we were in the falls. Shin is in, is getting tight over here. Got your instinct in here. And that's yep. See, okay, let's get this in here. I'll do it from the side so that we can work on. So from here, imagine your throw, hands to the side, in a circle, work on this, circle, hip, keep on leg. Hip means that get out of here, okay? I like to put it as a default template. Get out, hand to the side, and then push your left leg against the ground, pull your right leg back, and then do step by step. The overall technique should be done in one go. In here. Now, guess what? You have knees, elbows, punch, pushes, everything from there. So again, you fall up, no head on the ground, move so that you've got some placement. The kick comes in, either this or this, and then getting up. Let's do variations of this. What do I mean by that? Sometimes I see a ton of adults doing this. Putting your leg over here and then starting to get up. Mechanically, the moment you leave this arm, your center of gravity is outside of the location of your body, and you're most likely going to fall, okay? So and that's not good, okay? If you fall when you're trying to get up, it's not good. So from here, you're going to bring your knee and your hands over here. You're going to plant all fours. I know your head is still exposed, bring your shoulder up, and from here you go and up. So that's one variation, okay? One, protect, kick, it gets out, two hands. Simple, right? Two hands. Gonna go in all fours. Got it? From here, you push the ground with your hands and you get up. That's not my preferred method of get up, but when you are starting, you need to start somewhere, okay? And it's similar to the overall movement. So, on the other side, again, kick on one side or the other, protect, two hands, all fours, get up. Your hands are up and you're ready to fight, push, whatever. Let's go up the other one. Now let's do it one more on that side. Again, use your kick, use your leg. You can also turn and kick. It's way less stronger, but it could work, okay? From here, one there. Limited, but can work. Because you can always fight from the ground. You know that, right? In here. Okay, we kicked, but we need to get up. Now let's put the next variation of the get up, the one that I would like it to do, okay? So again, you fall down, any reason, whatever. Fall down, one, put your hand up, protect against whatever. If you got this right leg behind, you need to change the shield from this side. It's better to be kicked on the ribs than to be kicked on the head when you get up. Let's pretend that at this moment we are here. And then from here, I'm going to push myself back a bit more. Okay, for a kick. I'm going to bring my heel, the heel of the leg that is on the ground, that is part of that kick, in here, around my elbow. And guess what? I'm ready to fight. Working on. Again. Down. One hand. Push your hip. You should feel the hip. You should feel the down leg, the leg that is down, becoming with less weight. Okay, it's supported at the palm and with the lead leg. Here, push the lead leg, bring the leg back, and you're up. Okay. For some reason, some call it technical get up. The name cannot be worse. It's like all the other get ups. Forward get up, roll, sides are not technical. It's just weird. Let's go again. One, and then here. The other side. One, bring comes the head. Again, two more. One, with my thighs, go. And then from here, guess what? From the punch, boom, get that kick over there. Okay, third kick. Covered knee, front kick. The one who say, I'm gonna give it a calf kick, okay? It's not exactly a roundhouse, okay, because it requires a ton of turn. It's shorter than that. Can do it F step from here. But your point is to cover as soon as possible with rotating the hip, okay? Don't go high, go around, go around the knee level. Yeah, that's the gallon of water. Very hard to breathe, okay? Okay, here we go. Covering the last step, the last thing in here, and your hands should be up. I'm gonna turn this direction. You do need some level of flexibility from here. Turning the back leg over there. Okay. It's gonna cut. We're gonna cut over there, okay? Can you go higher? Yes. The mechanics are slightly different, okay? But if you have flexibility, this should feel okay. So what I mean is not everyone has that flexibility, and you don't need it for self-defense, to be fair. Just you don't need it, okay? You do need a rotation of your back leg. Now, common mistakes, you stay in the same line as the attacker. Guys, you wanna do this kind of weird gesture. That is, if I'm facing you in here, I'm gonna get out to the side. Okay, hands are up. This could have been a punch, here's a grab. A grab, likely not, but the moment you've got room, you can go in the leg, okay? That's often some guys go, ooh, turn in the leg, and it's pretty fun, to be fair, as you turn the hip over here. Would you turn your backs? No. Or you could, but for us now, but for today, go from here. I'm stepping up. And in fact, there's an exercise that you can do. If you have a chair at home, I'm very positive that we have a chair. This is the exercise. You place your leg in there, and you just turn the hip. This side, because you have more support. And here, the leg in there, you turn the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it? That's the mechanical side of it. So in terms of applying this to a person, if I'm using my back leg, I'm gonna turn. Okay, from here, extending my power hand to cover his power hand. 1, here, 1, 1. And if you are asking, oh yes, you can go to the head if that's the case, okay? Okay, back leg, you do require a 7 from there. Okay, this is pretty short, it can work. I would say, try it, it's more of an annoyance. It's more of a combat tactic versus in there. Versus this. In here. Always done it. Getting out of that line. So those are 3 fundamental techniques in the Krav Maga self-defense for all arsenal. Let's go back to the ground. Let's do the whole thing. Okay. 1, 2. Falling down. It moves, you move. It circles, you hit, you get up. And Sparta. Again. You fall, you move. The other leg. 1. Getting up. Hands. Roundhouse. And coming back. He moves, you fall, might be on top, back, getting up, lead leg, punch, out of the line, punch, roundhouse, Get out of there. So that's a way to put everything together. Ooh. Your cardio should be going up as well. Mine did. So you've learned 3 areas of improvement. No, 3 areas of technique, okay? Front, from here, the knee can be used in any situation, but especially either by surprise or after a combo. You hit, his body weight is going back, you have the opportunity to use your knee. A critical variation in there is the use of the shin, because distance does change. Second technique, or second way, using my lead leg as my jab, my back leg as my cross. Super, super important. You've seen Yodo Mashita, great, fabulous karate guy, use it, lead to the jaw with tremendous results in the UFC. Concerns, losing your weight or your balance or your leg being grabbed, okay? So it needs to be used with caution. Number 3, the calf kick. Alex Pereira, etc. Eyes from there, okay? Shifting the leg and turning from here. Areas of hitting, to hit. Again, better for the grind. Remember, you've got the ball of the feet, okay? That's tremendous, okay? With your shoes, the rules are different when you have shoes. Well, the rules no, but mechanically, the pressure at the foot, the pressure is applied in the smaller areas bigger than if you try to do it with the shin. That's just right. Ball of the foot. If you have shoes, you might not get hurt. And then we've looked into the famous and super important get up, okay, from the ground with 3 variations. Now look at me. You guys know us. If you're in Morris Plains, Morristown, Morris area, you might know us from here. We train people in here every day. We train people here in order for them to learn how to defend themselves. So we're very strict in the Krav Maga methodology, in the Krav Maga curriculum. Of course, curriculums change, and we've incorporated things from mixed martial arts from the street, from Burton Richardson. And the overall history of the teachers in here is extensive, okay, extensive. So we'll treat you to learn how to defend yourself effectively. Super important as you most likely are an adult. Most likely you have perhaps either you are younger, the age of the 20s, and we will test your physicality in here for sure. I can assure you of that. But if you're more than 40 years old, most of the things that I hear people say is like, what should I do if I need to defend myself and my family? And at that moment, on your 40s, on your 50s, you are in a key change in your life, okay? Key and tremendous, super important change in your life. That is, how do I continue to do my role as a protector? You might not have a gun. And that's okay. But if you have a gun, you need to be trained. The point in here is to be effectively trained, okay? On things that happen. People punch, people grab. And that's what we teach adults in here. If you're more than 65 years old, your game has changed because you will need to learn how to fall. That's the leading cause of death. That's it. Okay. Well, besides cardiovascular diseases that we approach with a lot of our programs. But the key in here when we're more than 65 years old, and this is that you'll be entering, I'm going to say again, a golden age. Okay. We call it silver Krav Maga, but it's a golden age. It's the time that you've got time for yourself. So use it well. Use it to prepare your next 30, 40 years. The guys that are 40 need to prepare the 60s. The guys that are 20s, and the girls, and the persons prepare 20 years ahead. And that takes tremendous application from our side and tremendous grit from your side, but it works. People lose weight, people get stronger, they get confident, they find jobs, they find a community in here that can help. That's what we do, okay? Yes, the Black Friday deal is out there. We have one program that takes almost 50% off from the foundation sessions. That's like tremendous. I've never done this. I'm doing it now because I do want to grow the studio. Because the community in here needs more people. We have more instructors coming in. And that is super important that we train people. Super important. We make the world better. Now, if you have any comments or questions, hit the button below, DM, just say something. Because Thanksgiving is coming and we need to cherish the ones that are with us. That's the overall objective of what we do here. Cherish and support the ones that are with us, starting from the inside. Enjoy your day, guys. See you tomorrow and take advantage. Enjoy.